Technology. Anybody else suffering from technology overload? I understand it's a, you know, maybe it's an age thing, I don't know. My grandkids don't seem to have any problems with handling anything, you know. What is it that some comedian somewhere came up with the idea that he refers to his grandchildren as tech support, because whenever he has a problem with his phone or his computer, he gets a 7-year-old or a 9-year-old to come over there, and in 2 seconds they can, you know, unlock his computer or break his password or whatever he needs done. But you know, for people like myself of a somewhat advanced age, it's just not that easy. When I started my job, we actually used index cards to keep track of parts and customers and everything else. And when I left, we're using multi-million-dollar computer systems, you know, inter-store communications and you know, Wi-Fi applications and things like that. And you know, I was able to use them. I mean, you have a dedicated program, even a dummy like me can learn how to do it. But what I was referring to is, you know, everything is coming with computers now. Even this old girl here, you know, who's just a basic motorcycle that Yamaha's been making forever, has a little computer in there controlling the fuel injection. And you know, I understand that why it's there. It's got to be there to make the emissions and to, you know, and actually for performance reasons. Although I really like the carburetors on the old bikes. It was something, if you needed to, you could fix on the side of the road. This old girl here, if something goes wrong with the electronics, I'm dead in the water. I may as well pick up the phone and call for help. But I didn't know if you guys were noticing that everything, I mean every bell and whistle, the new Spider that we got, all the stuff in there, it's got a 9-pin plug. I believe it's a 9-pin female plug in the baggage compartment in the back, where I can plug in an adapter cable, hook it up to my iPod or my iPhone, and play all my music through it. And I even can control it to some extent up on the handlebars. And you know, that's just, why? Why is it there? I understand. I mean, you know, there's this thing has speakers. It has a great stereo system on it, and I've never had that on a motorcycle before. I've always been more of a traditionalist. You know, this is the way I like to ride, right here. You know, if I have my druthers, no shield, you know, no nothing fancy at all. You know, and but everything you get now has more and more electronics. I mean, you can hardly buy a car nowadays without a GPS in it, or some sort of entertainment setup system in the middle of the dashboard, a big screen, and you know, and that's great if that's what you want. I mean, I have a dedicated GPS I use in my car now, but you know, I just don't understand going this way. Back when we were in the tractor business, back when I was doing that, all the computers started coming out in the tractors, and nowadays, if a John Deere came into our shop with transmission troubles, the first thing they did was get out the laptop and hook it up to the computer. And the computer would tell them, give them some codes, just like your car does. I mean, this is on a farm tractor. My God, it lives in mud and dirt and filth. You know, what is the life of an electronic component in that kind of environment? You know, and sometimes I wonder about on these, since we do occasionally get these things extremely wet. I certainly have, you know, and it seems to come through it fine, but I mean, you know, delicate electronics and water and mud and grit don't seem to match. I just don't know. I don't know where this is going to go. I mean, technology, you know, the Spider has fly-by-wire throttle. Now this bike has a cable, just like every other motorcycle I've ever owned had. But the Spider has a fly-by-wire, so that the systems in it to help protect you in the case you go into a corner too fast. The bike can actually take control and apply brakes selectively and pull the throttle down and everything like that for you. And it's just something Can-Am put in there, and you know, and it seems to be a good feature. I haven't activated it yet. I haven't actually been into a corner too fast yet, so fast yet that it would activate. But you know, maybe it'll happen someday. But you know, I just, some of this stuff I just don't know. I don't know why we need it. We didn't have it back in the day. I mean, you know, we had, you know, I mean, fuel injection was a racing development, and it does give you more power and more precise control over the air fuel mixture. But basically, the reason it's in cars today is for the emissions. A carbureted engine cannot be tuned to give the least emissions like a fuel injected car can, and so that's why we have it. And you know, I don't know where it's going to go. Like I said, I don't know where it's going to go. I mean, I've got a feeling one day, you know, you're going to buy a car where you just go and you open the door and you sit down in it and you just say grandmother's house, and you don't touch another thing, and it takes you right to your grandmother's house or wherever you want to go. Liquor store, you know, it takes you right to the liquor store, and you don't touch anything. You know, you're not driving it anymore. It's all electronic. It's all tech, and I'm glad I won't live to see that day, because I'm not somebody who that would appeal to. I'm a hands-on kind of person. If I'm not driving, I'm asleep in the passenger seat. But you know, I love to ride. I love the physical sensations that come along with riding, and I don't want to see bikes get so technologically advanced that disappears. You know, I mean, on occasion I like listening to the music on the Spider. My wife really certainly likes it, and so it's worthwhile, and so the stereo plays a lot. But you know, it's just something new. It's something that I have never done before, and again, it's more tech. And a lot of times I come out and get on this bike to get away from the tech, to get away from the television and the computer and the phones and everything else. You know, I can't answer my phone on this. I can't respond. There's no danger of me texting or, you know, talking on the phone. You know, now I could do it with Bluetooth, and a lot of you guys do, and I don't have any problem with that if that's what you want. But me, this is my tech escape, is getting on this, and I use it for a lot of reasons. I escape a lot of things on this bike, and that's just the way it is. It's that's why I have it, because it's something I love to do, and it gets my mind back to the ground zero, to where I can maybe deal with life a little better. Okay, well, I just wondered if you guys were having trouble with tech too. I know some of you older guys probably are, but all you young guys are just laughing away, I know, you know, saying, "Oh, Grandpa, you know, go back to your wooden stove and your wooden spoons and your you know, go back to whittling things out of wood," you know. And I said, well, you know, that's fine too. You know, those were some good times too. All right, well, everybody get back to your highly technological world, and through this highly technical device called the HD Ghost Drift Camera, I will try to share this little rant with you. All right, take care. Bye-bye.